every Nigeria must praise that man. Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for everybody, because all these people you call senator, governor, they are there eating your own resources with them and their family. That is why they don't want you to divide the country, because this is, they are using your resources. Look,
there is a massive spiritual and political earthquake shaking the entire southeast and indeed the corridors of power in Abuja today. We have seen many pastors, many bishops, and many traditional rulers visit the Department of State Services in the past. But the game has changed because the location has changed and the visitor has definitely changed. We have never seen anything like the liquid metal himself, Prophet Chukwuemeka Odumeje, stepping into the ring. The headline you saw is 100% correct, and it is causing serious panic in the political camps of the ruling party. The lion himself, the Indaboski Bahose, has announced a scheduled high-profile journey not to Abuja, but to the northwest, specifically to the Sokoto Correctional Center, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was recently moved. He has dropped a bombshell prophecy that has the government scratching their heads, declaring with his usual thunderous confidence that Nnamdi Kanu will be released. But it is the second part of his statement that has set social media on fire: the total and public rejection of the City Boy movement. Let us unpack the drama that unfolded earlier today, Sunday, February 15, 2026. During his live service in Onitsha, which was streamed to millions across the globe, Prophet Odumeje stopped his sermon to address the rumors that had been flying around all week. There were whispers that certain political lobbyists from the City Boy camp, supporters of the current presidency, had approached the prophet. The alleged plan was simple. They wanted Odumeje to use his massive influence and his viral popularity to soften the ground for the ruling party in the East ahead of the 2027 elections. They allegedly brought gifts, they brought promises of federal recognition, and they brought the famous City Boy branding. But today, on live camera, Odumeje did the unthinkable. He didn't just say no, he disgraced the offer. He told his congregation that he is not a man that can be bought with political appointments or promises of Abuja patronage. He declared that he does not need City Boy power because he has abido shaker power, gandusa ganduja power, powers that no politician can understand. He announced that his loyalty remains with the truth and with the suffering people of the Southeast. And then came the moment that made the church erupt. He looked straight into the camera and said, "I am going to Sokoto. I am going to see my brother Nnamdi Kanu in that prison. And I am telling you, by the power of the Most High, the gates of Sokoto will open and he is coming out." This is not just a pastor visiting a prisoner. This is a cultural icon throwing his weight behind the agitation for release at a time when the government is desperate for friends in the region. Odumeje stated clearly that any City Boy agent coming to him should turn back because he cannot be part of a movement that has watched while Kanu was transferred to a harsh prison environment in the northwest. He effectively drew a line in the sand. You cannot have Odumeje's support if you are holding Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto. Now, before we get into the details of when the visit is happening and what the presidency is saying about it, I need to ask you a huge favor. If you enjoy this kind of fearless reporting and you want to keep getting the updates that the mainstream media is too scared to show you, please go ahead and smash that like button right now. It really helps the video reach more people who need to hear the truth. And if you are not subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We are following Odumeje's journey to the north closely, and you do not want to miss the footage when he lands. Thank you for standing with us. The significance of Odumeje rejecting the City Boy movement cannot be overstated. We are in 2026, just a year away from another major election cycle. The ruling party knows that the Southeast is a difficult terrain for them. They have been trying to woo influencers, musicians, and clergy to change the narrative. They thought Odumeje, with his flashy style and love for entertainment, would be an easy catch, but they miscalculated. By publicly rejecting them, Odumeje has signaled to his millions of young followers, the Indaboski army, that the current administration is not the way forward unless Kanu is released. It's a massive PR blow. Political analysts are already saying that this single outburst has undone months of peace-building work by the government's media team in the East. But let's talk about the visit itself. Sources close to the Prophet's Mountain of Holy Ghost Intervention Ministry have confirmed that the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu has secured the necessary clearance for this visit to Sokoto. This is rare and logistically difficult. The Sokoto Correctional Center is far from Odumeje's base, but the Prophet has insisted on making the trip to prove a point. Distance is not a barrier to brotherhood. The government is stuck between a rock and a hard place. If they block him from entering the prison in Sokoto, he goes on a rant and riles up the youth. If they let him in, he comes out and gives a report on the conditions of the prison that could be even more damaging. Odumeje has promised that he is going there to pray a dangerous prayer inside the facility, a prayer that will shake the foundations of the prison walls, just like Paul and Silas. The prophecy of release is also interesting because it aligns with the miracle document we discussed in our previous report, the Nolle Proskesi filed by the Attorney General. It seems the spiritual and the legal are converging. Odumeje said, "I have seen him walking out of Sokoto. It is not a matter of court, it is a matter of spiritual decree." For the millions of IPOS supporters who have lost faith in the judiciary, this spiritual assurance from the Lion is a massive morale booster. It rekindles the hope that 2026 is indeed the year of freedom. We are also hearing that the City Boy movement organizers are scrambling to do damage control. They have released a counter statement through anonymous sources claiming they never approached Odumeje and that the Prophet is just chasing clout. But the video evidence of Odumeje speaking is powerful. He detailed the specific offers made to him and his rejection was visceral. He asked, "What is City Boy to a man who commands the elements?" It was classic Odumeje, humorous yet deeply serious in its message. He is effectively saying that the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu is the currency the Southeast will accept. As we look towards the coming days, all eyes will be on the Sokoto Abubakar Ater International Airport in Sokoto. When Odumeje lands, it will be a spectacle. We expect a crowd of supporters, even in the north, to welcome him, turning a private visit into a political statement. The security agencies in Sokoto are already on high alert. They know that wherever the liquid metal goes, chaos and excitement follow. The question is, will the presidency try to intervene? Will they try to stop the visit at the last minute to prevent the embarrassment of Odumeje coming out of the prison to condemn the government again? This story is developing rapidly. The rejection of the City Boy movement by such a loud voice in the East suggests that the strategy of divide and rule is failing. The people are uniting behind their demand for Kanu's release from Sokoto, and now they have a spiritual general leading the charge. Odumeje has put his reputation on the line with this prophecy. He has said Kanu will be released, and he has tied that release to his rejection of the status quo. It's a bold gambit, but Odumeje is not a man that plays it safe. We will continue to monitor the situation. We are waiting for the official date of the visit, and we will bring you the live updates as they happen. Until then, the message from Onitsha to Sokoto is clear: no release, no deal. The Indaboski has spoken, and the City Boy camp is left picking up the pieces.